Hey guys, it's Lindsey. We are going to do the April 2026 reading for air signs. As always, if any of these messages don't align for you, please take only what you need and leave the rest. This is a group reading, so not every message is going to be for every person. We're going to start off with the general reading for air signs. Let's check in. I'm hearing the word quagmire, which is funny because it's not a word I would ever use. Quagmire. Does that mean like you're in a hard place? Is that what it means? I have to look it up. Quagmire. But if that is what it means, difficult place. I'm also getting like a circle energy, like you're in a circle, you're in your own bubble, you're in your own little like closed off area. Okay, closed off. The Challenger. We have the Challenger from the Women of Myth deck. There's something with being challenged recently. Okay, so she's looking pretty fierce here. If you look at her, she's looking pretty intense, like she's going into battle, and she has these two animals with her. I believe they're wolves. It's Maeve, right? So she's going out to challenge, and specifically for the air signs, I feel like you are going out to challenge people's perspectives of you, because you may have gotten yourself into a certain situation or just gotten to a point in your life where you want to change it up and you want to challenge others' perspectives of you, but you also want to challenge the perspective of, you know, yourself. And this is funny because we're talking about this. We have Dido, the lover. So it's interesting because air signs tend to be in their head, especially Aquarius, which this is kind of what's coming in, challenging your perspective and how you show up around love. For the air signs in general is going to be the biggest challenge that I see coming through. There's something about how you are showing up around love in April. Air signs. We are going to do Aquarius first and see what shows up, and I'm going off that love card because it's really interesting. I'm also refocusing back on the love card. If you notice, she has this talisman, the round talisman. We're talking about the circle. There's something about protecting yourself right now. So if you don't have a talisman or a protective amulet, that's very important for you, Aquarius, at this moment, is having that talisman and or protective amulet, okay? Aquarius, April 2026. We're talking about being around, I knew it. So we have Lagartha, and we're going back to this, Lagartha, the independent, versus Dido, the lover. That is literally Aquarius, every single way, shape, and form. Aquarius wants to be independent, but underneath it all, they also want love, right? So many people believe, or I've heard it said, that Aquarius are difficult to love, right? Aquarius are not difficult to love. They intellectualize a lot of stuff, but once they are in love with you, they are very loyal, okay? But here's the other thing. If you try to play in Aquarius's face and you insult their intelligence, now remember, we're talking about they intellectualize everything, okay? If you try to play in Aquarius's face, they will cut you off and they will be very cold about it, okay? And I think that's where some people kind of are unsure of Aquarius, you know, because they can so easily turn off their emotions, but, you know, don't think that they can't love very deeply. They are some of the deepest lovers, but if at any point their intellectualism is insulted or you try to play in their face, it's the intelligence that will get you, right? So we have this need, and we also, if we look at the shield too, so Aquarius shields themselves, and they're shielding themselves a lot from love directly, because it's like they don't want to have people play in their face, and people have played in their face in the past, okay? And I think that this is very much the energy that April is coming through with, is like, why would I even bother connecting with someone in a love relationship? Because I know how I am. And I know if somebody tries to, you know, show up in a certain way, that's it. So why would I invest my time? So we have this back forth going on with Aquarius in April, where it's like someone is coming in or has come in recently for Aquarius that they're interested in, but they also have this like strident need to be independent, and like, why would I waste my time? Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper into that for Aquarius in April. Why would you waste your time, Aquarius? Why would you waste your time? Here it is. So, and this is how you get Aquarius, right? It's something to learn. There's something to learn. There's something to be uncovered there about yourself with this person in April, Aquarius. And the way the message is coming through is you like to learn. You like to understand yourself and others in a very deep level. There's your opportunity, okay? And there's your opportunity for others to reach beyond that intellectualism and actually reach you physically, okay? So it's like very difficult to reach Aquarius physically, and because they are an air sign, they're in their heads a lot. But I think in April, the way it's coming through, Aquarius, that you are very much being reached physically, and in some ways unexpectedly is the way it's coming through. And so the message is allow that to happen, okay? Allow the depths to be reached, Aquarius. It's okay. It's okay. Yes, this is Morgan Le Fay. You're gonna break your own rules, okay, for this person, and it's okay. Okay? If there aren't any obvious red flags, it's okay to break your rules for Dido. Okay? And I just want to be really firm on that, Aquarius. That's what's happening this month. That's your challenge. It's allowing yourself to break your own rules. Okay? That's Aquarius. Let us go into air signs. Libra. We're going to go into Libra. The Omen. There's something specifically around a message that you're receiving that is going to cause you challenge, Libra, if it hasn't already. There's either an unexpected message or an expected message that's coming in April that is going to cause you a challenge, because you will having to be making a very quick and affirmative decision, and not just a decision, but action, okay? So this is going to cause you to think lightly on your feet, Libra. You're going to have to think lightly on your feet. And you have enough knowledge to get you through this decision, to get you where you want to be at the other side. I think the problem is that this is the Punisher, okay? That you punish yourself for decisions. So this is what it is. You have the knowledge. Something's going to happen, but you have the knowledge to make it through. Don't punish yourself for the decision that you had to make in the heat of the moment, okay? So you have the knowledge to make the right decision, but don't go back and punish yourself intellectually for that decision that was made, right? Because you had to make it. You had to make it very quickly with the information that you had, okay? And on the other side of that, we have the Punisher. We have this eruption, right? So this is an emotional eruption. There may be actually something that is being released based upon this decision, okay? So this seems very personal to me. It doesn't seem like work. It seems like you are being pushed towards a personal decision in your life, and emotionally you need to release something, and you may also need to physically release something, but don't punish yourself for that, and allow your emotions to flow through you. This is April 2026 for Libra. Any final messages for Libra? Also hearing like walk it out, okay? So when you are struggling with the weight of your decision, take yourself on a walk. It's going to be very, very important for you, okay? Gemini, April 2026. Spirit, Gemini. Oh God, these cards are all over the place. Gemini, April 2026. Let's see. I need you to check in with yourself, Gemini, because I feel like you've been kind of putting your head down and doing what you need to do, and you haven't checked in with yourself in a while, and this is the month to do it. You need to check it. Advocate for yourself, and you can't advocate for yourself, Gemini, if you don't check in with yourself, okay? So you have to really feel what you're feeling and not just, again, like all the air signs, intellectualize what you're feeling. Your challenge is checking in, okay? And you may be like, that's not a big deal, but you've been in the flow for so long that checking in feels like stopping to you. Truly checking in and sitting with yourself and your emotions feel like stopping. And I can feel you like, I don't want to stop. I'm in the flow. I'm in the flow. But sometimes you have to hit pause. And April is the time that you hit pause, okay? Because there's something under that desire not to stop, Gemini. There's some type of emotion under that desire not to stop that needs to be acknowledged and released, okay? We have the Avenger. This is Amba. You have to acknowledge whatever that emotion is, okay? That's your challenge in April. Acknowledging your emotions that you're not looking at and that you're flowing right by, okay? Anything else for Gemini? Gemini. I'm also hearing creating your own path, so you might actually be in the process of creating your own path for your life right now, and you are just in the go ahead energy. But again, like checking in to make sure everything is actually the way you want it to be, okay? Because sometimes we just check boxes and we don't go back and check to make sure that everything's done appropriately. And that's what I'm seeing for Gemini in the month of April 2026. It's not only checking back in with your emotions, it's checking back in with all the work that you've done recently to get yourself moving, okay? My name is Lindsey Rose. This is Storyteller Tarot. If you would like your own personal reading, you can check out the links in bio. Otherwise, I wish you guys well.